Thank freaking goodness we don't have to rename the show Eagle Fang Karate. Hello Cobra Kai fans, thanks so much for clicking on this video. My name is Chris. Season 3 has just released New Year's Day. Happy New Year to you guys. I hope a lot of y'all were celebrating it by binge watching Cobra Kai, and due to the nature of the show, each episode only being 20 to 30 minutes long, you probably binged the entire thing in one day and are just dying to talk about what the possibilities are for Cobra Kai Season 4, but more specifically also that ending to Cobra Kai Season 3. We're gonna get into all of those juicy details, everything from Hawk switching places to who the heck did Kris call at the end? Robbie joining Cobra Kai, Miguel and Daniel joining forces. How is all that gonna work? And if you haven't heard by now, this is a spoiler video, so please go ahead and watch the show. I think even with all that stuff I just ruined for you before my spoiler warning, you'd still have a good time with this show. But also, most importantly, I need you Cobra Kai fans to leave me your theories, your thoughts, your opinions. What spoilery thing got you the most excited this series? What made you sad? What did you think was the best part, the worst part, all of it? I want to hear your opinions down below, as well as don't be forgetting to hit that like button, because hey, Netflix already confirmed Season 4, so ain't need to worry about that. 2021 already looking better. All right, so let's just go ahead and break down the main thing that I think a lot of us were thinking at the very end of Cobra Kai Season 3, because it's one of the last shots we kind of get, and that is, who did Kris call at the end of the series? Now, if you're a big fan of the Karate Kid movies, you probably already have a good idea, because with Season 3, it's probably now best that you're very familiar with the first 3 Karate Kid movies. Everything after that, they don't really touch upon the 4th movie or even the reboot with Jaden Smith, which, who knows, maybe one day they'll find a way to make it fit into Cobra Kai. But if you were lost on that or hadn't seen the movies in a while, basically all throughout Season 3, what they were going ahead and do is giving us flashbacks every episode to the backstory of Kreese from joining the army and going from a good Boy Scout to kind of going evil, which I might add, kind of awesome that they added that, and really adds another level to Kreese's character where you kind of understand why he does the things he does and have a little humanity added to him, even if we still consider him the main bad guy of Cobra Kai. And well, by the end of those flashbacks, we see that Kreese went ahead and saved the life of one of his fellow soldiers, this being Terry Silver, who is the future villain in the Karate Kid Part 3, who Kreese contacts in that movie to help get revenge on Daniel and Mr. Miyagi. And Cobra Kai did a fantastic job of plugging that in, of finally showing us that backstory that they didn't show us in the Karate Kid Part 3, because Terry Silver in that movie makes it clear that Kreese did save his life numerous times and owes him an endless amounts of favors, and he's also a very rich dude who is also well versed in karate. So that was Kreese definitely cashing in on another favor. What that favor is to get a bunch more soldiers for the tournament that's gonna be going down in Cobra Kai Season 4. Man, I thought he had enough firepower with Robbie joining Cobra Kai. That was something they teased in the trailers early on for Season 3, but I honestly did not think that Robbie would join that dark side and go there, but he has good reason with what his father did to him and the way Daniel kind of turned him into the cops, even though I agree what Daniel did. He can't always be a runaway and an outlaw. It was better that he just faced the consequences, went through with it, and he got out pretty quick. Almost halfway through the season, he was already out. But I guess Robbie's just a little stubborn and doesn't feel that well loved, especially with seeing Miguel get back together with Sam, which was another mind-blowing thing that happened this season. I like how they finally redeemed the character of Miguel, because I hated how he was going kind of dark, kind of evil, becoming a real douche. When he was our version of Daniel starting off with this show, we really rooted for the guy. I will say though, his recovery happened super quick in this show. Like, I couldn't believe how fast he was able to get back on his feet and already start fighting in that final battle. But even with that said, something that Cobra Kai does amazing again is they kind of have like a little Dragon Ball Z quality to them, where they make sure to let you know which character is at what strength level fighting each other. If Miguel was at 100% full recovery, which I don't think he was by the time we had that epic finale, I would say maybe he was 60-70%, he would easily be able to take on all those Cobra Kai thugs. But because of his injury and his weakness and him still trying to get back in, he was having a tough time. But hey, he still beat the crap out of them. So I like that they added that in, that he had a struggle, and that close-up when his face is getting pulverized and he's just all bloodied up. Bro, that was some hardcore stuff. And I guess before diving into more of the future of Season 4 and what we're going to expect, a few more things I want to go ahead and mention. One, the turn of Hawk in this season was kind of out of nowhere for me and didn't feel all the way earned. I think the reason that Hawk went ahead and turned good and is going to be fighting alongside Johnny and Daniel makes sense. These were his friends to begin with. He was the kid who was being bullied, so he should know what the flip side of that looks like, and really just being the complete a-hole that he was just so kind of sad to see, especially knowing where he came from. But it was in that final battle where he's really dominating, he's winning, and out of nowhere he's like, no, I want to be good, especially after he broke the arm of his friend. That again was epic, but I felt after they cut away to the next scene where Dimitri already has the cast and he's joking around, it didn't feel that impactful. Then again, I guess a broken arm isn't really that big of a deal when you have Miguel in the hospital with the threat of not even being able to walk. But hey, I'm happy to have that nonetheless, because Hawk is still one of my favorite characters, and it was just always sad to see him be such a douche. The other thing before continuing on to what's going to happen in season 4 is I was really concerned and dreading the episode where they were going to bring in Allie, the love interest from the first Karate Kid, and have her pop up in this season. And I thought, man, they're gonna go ahead and make her the new love interest, especially after Johnny was just getting good with Miguel's mom, Carmen. I love them two together and want them to end up because I think they have a really good relationship, and Johnny's already like a father figure to Miguel, so that's kind of perfect. And I thought when they brought in Allie, it would be that whole situation that they tend to do a lot in Cobra Kai, where a person walks in at the wrong time going, oh, this is what's happening? I hate you now. But they didn't do that, and they did something perfect with the character of Allie, and they used her as the thing to bring Johnny and Daniel closer together, which you would not think is possible, being that they're two guys who want and desperately need her love. I mean, you could even tell in those moments that even though Daniel is married and obviously loves his wife very much, this was his first love, and just seeing her with Johnny by her side as a date was kind of just weird to him. But then the story in the background where we got that throwaway line in Karate Kid Part 2 where we found out why Allie wasn't coming back, that she went ahead and dumped Daniel for some football player and crashed the car that Mr. Miyagi gave him. That made us really hate the character of Allie for the longest time, but in Cobra Kai, they let us know her side of the story, that Daniel was going ahead and acting jealous and accusing her of stuff and making her feel bad in this relationship, which totally made sense why she left him, and that she didn't purposely crash the car, that she felt the brakes were faulty, and they were, and that's why the accident happened. It's that thing that Cobra Kai does well, and everybody has their own side of the story. It's not really black and white. There's always this sort of gray area, and Allie doesn't seem to be a character that's gonna stay in the long run for Cobra Kai. She just popped in this one time and is going back off into her own world, and that was really perfect. But okay, for Cobra Kai Season 4, my theories and predictions on what's gonna be happening with this next season. So one, the entire season is gonna be building up to this tournament. That, man, they had the hardest time trying to convince the city to go ahead and let them do it. And while Cobra Kai still has some very tough people there, I think the only real recognizable person that's a threat on Cobra Kai's side is Robbie, but I don't think he's enough to be going up against Hawk, Miguel, all these really good, well-rounded fighters on the side of Johnny and Daniel, that completely explains why Kreese went ahead and called Silver for some advice. Now, is Silver still in good terms with Mike Barnes? That was this professional karate fighter that Terry Silver brought in to kick Daniel's butt. Obviously, if they bring him back in and take him into Season 4, which I really think they will, he's not really going to be fighting in the tournament because he's gotten much older, and it will be weird for a person of that age to be fighting a bunch of teenagers. But in true Cobra Kai fashion, he's got to have his own apprentice or his own son or daughter that he's probably training off on the side that he can lend to Cobra Kai to be joining that tournament. And I think that's exactly what they're going to do here. They're going to bring in this person that Mike Barnes has been training to help Kreese out in Cobra Kai. And heck, maybe even Terry Silver has his own apprentice or son or daughter that could also join Cobra Kai. And that leaves us with at least 3 really great fighters. It feels like the only logical step there and would be another villain from Daniel's past to confront and to wonder, why are you the way you are? We were just kids back then. Let's be good. And it also leaves the door open for Robbie to redeem himself and join the good side. Because come on, as much as we know they're trying to lean Robbie on this bad path, he still has good in his heart and he wants to be a good person. So if they have someone trained by Terry Silver and someone trained by Mike Barnes, who are probably going to be these ruthless evil fighters, it would be a good drastic difference for Robbie to see and be like, man, I'm on the wrong side. I need to switch over. And again, those would be the enemies that Robbie would need to fight off. But now that's also left to wonder, is what pairs are they going to put up during the tournament and who are going to be the big battles, okay? Obviously, I think they're going to lead up to the rematch between Miguel and Robbie. It's still kind of 50-50 on who would have won that fight, especially since I think Robbie fought a little dirty and did my boy Miguel wrong, but I think that's obviously what they're trying to do, and I even right now have no idea who should win that battle. But it's clear that that's what's going to happen there, so aside from that, who's next? I think obviously Hawk would probably fight again Kyler. That seems like a good option since that was his original bully right there and has a good reason to fight him. But then again, Dimitri was also being bullied by Kyler, and it would be a good contrast to have him fight him and beat him out. Because I feel like we could tell, especially from that one scene where Hawk took out that other guy brutally, I might add, that Hawk would probably have no problem taking out Kyler. So it would be the bigger surprise of Dimitri fighting Kyler and taking him out. Sam would also obviously fight Tori. I was kind of disappointed with the fight scene we had between Sam and Tori in season 3. It really wasn't as big as I would have liked that to have been, so that's gonna be a battle I want to see, and even then, I don't know who would win. I think the obvious choice is Sam being trained by Daniel and already overcoming her fear, but I think we gotta have a few surprises along the way where sometimes Cobra Kai is gonna win in that tournament, but I guess again, we'll have to see on that. It's just kind of hard to pick who the big main battles will be in that tournament, with a large majority of them just being part of this Daniel Johnny dojo that I'm like, take your bets now on what they're gonna call it, whether it's Cobra Miyagi-Do or Miyagi Kai. Either way, Cobra Kai season 3 really surprised me. I was so happy with it. I can't wait to see what season 4 holds. I know there's probably gonna be a lot more surprises or things we weren't expecting to see, but leave me your thoughts and predictions, especially your tournament matchups. I want to know who you think is going to be fighting who in that tournament. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Film Review. As always, I'm Chris. Take care.